It seems like the snow cut off my last one. I still have 1.6 gigabytes. Honestly, when the snow started coming down as it did, you see the snow? Oh, when the snow started coming down as it did, I had the song popped in my head earlier. And it's been a couple that I think it was, it might have been yesterday that I seen like the last minute and a half of the emergency meeting thing that originally I heard the song, then the next day it pops in my head. But like I'm walking and I got no music because I'm walking with my friend. He's kind of he's walking slow. He's an old man, whatever. And the snow starts coming down and just pops in my head. I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like eat this shit, fucking agitate. Like yeah, you're fucking in your yacht and all that fucking bullshit, your private jet, blah blah blah. But like I'm actually going on adventures and shit. I'm not like well my solution to all life's problems isn't fucking don't be poor. It's actually the opposite. It's be poor. Uh, well, so I get monofocused though. That's how I get my mind. See, at one point, I was something happened and I forgot this or that, but I was like, I'm gonna throw on a random song, and I ended up on the Cowboy Bebop, one of the something like "Feel So Good" or something like that. I don't know. It's the one with the shuttle, and it's like, and his ship is like burning up in the atmosphere, and they gotta like launch this fucking old shuttle. Like this is like way in the far future, and they've got like this fucking 1990s fucking shuttle. They've got to fucking launch with these fucking weird jets and shit, and do all these weird things, and he's got to do all this fucking crazy ass piloting, and this is the point where it's like, hey, there ain't nothing you can do. He burns up, and he's like, whatever happens, happens. And I had a moment of doubt as I'm burning on overdrive. I'm like, oh fuck. But I just had that song on repeat over and over again, to the point I was sick of it. But I remembered, like, I just remember, I remember that episode. Even though he's like burning up in the atmosphere, it's like, hey, whatever happens, happens. And that kind of gave me the push to keep going. So it's kind of what I mean about like the monofocus, right? But I passed him up, and then I realized, hey, not right, blah blah blah. He's like, hey, you come eat with me. It seems like you don't get much company. I don't give him much company. And I'm like, all right. Who am I? Who am I to fucking turn down the call to adventure, right? Like who the fucking like obviously God has put this in front of me and given me a choice to yay or nay. And well, nay is just a shitty choice. So yay. So we get going, and then he's like, hey, we'll go to the warming center. But we don't quite know exactly where it is. And so I traveled with him and I helped him out a bit, uh, figuring it out. And we ended up at a pizza place, and they was nice and let us go in and sit and eat the food we didn't quite buy there, but it was the food I found, and through the Emperor's mercy, of course. And he actually had to go to the hospital anyways, which was nearby, but through a couple like crissy crossy streets, and I was able to use the Wi-Fi. So I had a phone. He didn't. I was able to pull up map and was able to help him get him there to the so he can get his bandages changed as he needed to, and I was able to point him just straight down the one street of how to get to the warming center after he gets out of there. Uh, and so yeah, we he's a solid dude, and had a nice little meal or whatever. Not too long since the place was closing up, and so did the whole brotherly fist bump and came outside. And then that fucking song popped back in my head. I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. As the fucking snow's coming down way crazy now. And I'm holding my phone upright. So there's not as much flakes hitting the fucking thing to rando fucking terminate it early. Come on, car. You know, I might just like normally just go, but the fucking road is slick for everyone. Me too. Maybe jaywalking isn't exactly the best idea at all times at this particular point. Well, I was like, I don't got my music back flowing again. I don't really like interrupt my music. Say, you know, it's like before we even get into all that, like I'm actually pretty cool and calm down. I don't even feel like all the malicious hate that I usually feel. Uh, you know, oh yeah, dude that was like, hey, you got lighter? I could buy. It's like, no, you know. It's like, oh, hey, I got some matches though. I almost a full book of matches. And he's like, oh, he gave me 2 cigarettes. He gave me 1 cigarette. And he's like, here, take another, take another. He was really happy just to be able to fucking light the cigarettes that he did have. So now I got 2 cigarettes. And earlier I was kicking myself in the teeth because people was like, hey, you got a cigarette I could buy? You got a cigarette I could buy? That's fucking money. That's big money for me. And then I remember someone's like, oh, I wish I could like put like a fucking, it was kind of like joking, like, you know, it's a little bit derogatory jab. Oh, I wish I could put a fucking dog collar on you and attach a GoPro to it. Just like live stream your life. I'm like realizing like if that was the case, like I'd be a fucking millionaire for the amount of crazy shit that just fucking happens is off screen. It's because it's like, hey, I'm an adventurer, right? I haven't took my arrow to the knee yet. But then I realize it's only fucking entertaining though, in the sense because, in the particular sense that it is, because I'm not like Mr. Beast or whatever. Fucking, I'm gonna fucking stage this big giant thing that costs $30,000 or fucking whatever. Like I would literally, to stay legitimate, I would literally just have to be like, all right, well, I made $10 million, give it all away. Because like if I had $10 million, then I wouldn't be like, oh, I got 2 smokes. That's fucking $3. Not really, not $3. I'm being optimistic there. Probably $2. You know, $1 a piece. That's pretty good. There's something, I don't know. There's something that feels a little more noble about fucking crawling my way up from the very gutter. You know, what was the analogy? I'm digging pennies out the trash can, and that's part of the, I won't say gimmick, but part of the merit. If I can crawl up with that start and get momentum going. You know, a bunch of different shit happened. I've had some pigeons that was out late. No. Oh no, that pigeon flew away. What I did is several times I found some food that was like not. It was like a few bites, some bread. Oh, I found a couple actually decent pieces of bread. It was like wrapped up in a bag. I'm like in the trash looking for cans. I'm like, well, I'm pulling this shit out and, you know, ripping the bread up and tossing it. That way so it could be eaten. I mean, yeah, the pigeons are gonna go shit on the buildings and cars, but that's not my problem. Also, I think it's kind of funny. Not that they really do. They actually, you know, they honestly they try to. They kind of have an understanding of like where to shit. So, I just like the thought a little bit. Also, there's always signs like don't feed the animals. Like that's part of the. Now I'm getting angry. That's part of the New World Order propaganda. It's like every little decision you could possibly make has been fucking controlled. And it's like, oh, my heart really wants to fucking feed the animals. But no, it's against the law. I'll be punished. I'll be kicked out of my house. Oh no, I can't live outside. Like, now I'm getting fucking livid, right? Because I would rather be free. I would rather be free and have freedom than fucking have a roof held over my head like fucking Damocles' fucking sword. The sword of Damocles. Like, oh no. My fucking landlord watched me on the surveillance camera coming in with a friend. I might get kicked out for that. Because it wasn't authorized. Those aren't houses. Yeah, I seen a sign. It was like something, fucking something bullshit propaganda about rental spaces. Studios, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom. Well, the studio is going to be like fucking $1,300. And it's not worth living in. And if you want the 3 bedroom, which is worth living in, it's going to be like $4,000 a month. Just walking in the general direction I know I need to go. I kind of just, oh, I seen this earlier, but it was somewhere else. I actually have a friend who's really upset that he knows his art will be valuable, like more valuable after he dies, but he's like living in poverty. He's like, why can't I benefit? See, not all rich people, but a lot of rich people are just fucking absolute lice parasites. I think they're worse than lice, but because like what they'll do is they launder their money by finding some dead artist that suffered his whole fucking life and put his suffering into his painting because he was destitute. And they say, oh, I want to buy that for $10,000, $100,000. They just artificially jack the price up to some absolute absurd amount. And, I don't even give a shit about, like, I do give a shit about the people right here. Like, I see a homeless on the street, whatever, I feel bad. But hey, this is the West. You know what? Fuck the people in the West. We have it so good, right? Which we do. I'm not saying take that $100,000 and give it to people in the West. Take that $100,000 and put it towards a fund so people in Afghanistan don't have to sell their kidneys or their kids, right? They got like 7 kids. That's how farming societies are. But then capitalism comes, well, capitalism is imperialism, blah, 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 filters on down. Now those systems don't quite work so well anymore. Now they're all fucked. So now it's like, oh, well, I sold my kidney a few months ago. Can't sell my other one because then I won't be able to farm at all. They'll sell off their daughter. It's becoming normalized. Who do they sell it off? Who do they sell it off to? Some fucking rich Westerner, more likely, or some other rich elite. Maybe some motherfucker in Dubai. That's just $600 is how much a kidney goes for. So, but I don't know. I'm gonna run out of memory. Hopefully not too soon. Actually, halfway through, like talking, I don't know. That's pretty different. I just get the fucking song keeps popping in my head. That's part of my sarcasm, though. Cause it's like, I had the thought. What was it? Oh yeah. It was might even been the one that spurred the bit before the Cowboy Bebop tune. I randomly put it on. What was it? The song Ass Backwards by MSI. And it's like, you might as well face it, I'm better than you, or something like that, right? A lot of ways, I'm better than Andrew Tate. Which is laughable, true, but it's also true. I'm certainly a much better clown. He's better at making money and running casinos and probably, physical fitness. He's definitely got me beat there. He probably whooped my ass. And fuck, he definitely could whoop my ass in fighting. It doesn't mean, that's going to be permanent. Like, I'm coming up. But I got my advantages of the gutter. Like I've actually really, I don't, oh yeah, it was a thought. The whole, you just gotta put yourself in your bootstraps, all that. So I think I'm actually doing halfway decent, like with the cold, like able to just fucking